What's up, machinimarespawn? JV2017 here, and this is Fast Forward, a series on Respawn where I break down new and exciting gameplay trailers and give you guys my own breakdown analysis. This week, we're going to look at the new Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal trailer. First off, we're going to rewind and pause here and get a great new look at some of the HUD and loadout features in Black Ops 2. Zooming in on the lower right-hand corner, we're going to get a nice look at this new user interface. Very futuristic. I'm loving the text. It looks really nice, in my opinion, very clean. And we're going to get a look at this new weapon, the M8A1, which is an assault rifle. I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that this is a futuristic M4A1 with a select fire attachment. Now, it says burst right next to it, so I think it's also pretty safe to assume that this attachment allows you to switch between semi-auto, burst, automatic, 3-round burst. I'm sure there are a lot of options, but we don't know yet if you're allowed to switch in-game or out of game. We're not sure how that system works, but this HUD looks really nice so far. We're also able to get a look at some of these new kill streaks. We don't know exactly what they're called or what they do so far, but the bottom one pretty much looks like a Harrier. I think it's safe to assume it's some kind of airstrike or Harrier. The middle one pretty much is a quad rotor. It goes by a new name, which we'll get to a little bit later. That top one looks like some kind of chopper, helicopter, Pavlo, something of that sort. We're going to take a step back and look at the upper left-hand corner and take a nice look at this new loadout system. Now, I believe about a month ago, it was leaked that there's going to be a 10-point system in Black Ops 2, and I think this all but confirms that that is the case. So, every single highlighted box, box that is taken up by something, takes up 1 point. You've got 1 for the primary, 1 for the attachment, 1 for the secondary, 1 for the attachment, 3 for the perks, and then 3 for the equipment. Now, you can mix, match, choose whatever you want with these points. Now, you see the bottom boxes aren't filled up. We're going to get some indication that they can be filled up in some of the later loadouts in this trailer analysis breakdown. But anyways, you can do just amazing amounts of things with this 10-point system, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the real game. A few more things to point out. It looks like that attachment underneath the primary is definitely the select fire attachment, and possibly underneath the secondary that looks like a tactical knife. But also the perks, they're very indiscernible. It's hard to tell what these things are. The top one, I mean, it looks like a crate with like a stat, icon, like it could be a medic crate or something of that nature. The second perk is just a guy looking, straight at you. We don't really know. It looks like the equipment, though, in the bottom right is something we're going to get a cool look at right now. Continuing on, we get a peek at this new equipment called the Shock Charge. As you can see, he chunks it, throws it at the enemies, and it kind of creates this shocky, chargy distortion effect. Now, we don't know if this thing causes damage or if it takes place of an EMP or really what the effects of it are on the enemy players, but we do see that they kind of react like they would to a stun or a flash. They kind of close their eyes. It might cause some kind of visual distortion. We don't really know yet, but anyways, looks like a really cool new equipment. We see Wayne Newton here get a nice little double kill. We're going to switch over to another gameplay clip, pause here, and look at this brand new loadout. Zooming in here, we're going to get a look at this new weapon, the BO2 This could be an SMG, maybe an assault rifle with a large clip, kind of like an FAD. But more importantly, as you can see, this Harrier type kill streak is highlighted. Now, at first I thought maybe, hey, this means that it's active, it's working. But upon further review, I realized it's probably just a system that they introduced in Modern Warfare 3 where you could use the D-pad to go over, move, and select which kill streak you want to use at that particular time. I believe that's what that is right there. Also, we see some other kill streaks, that little helicopter. I think it's something that we'll see a little bit later in the trailer, but also above that looks like a satellite. I don't know about you guys, it looks like some kind of Uber kill streak. I'm really interested to see what it's going to be. We don't really see any of it in the trailer. Also, you can see that there's a smoke and a grenade, so that's where you're going to be able to see what kind of equipment you have at your disposal. Now we're going to take a look at this new loadout here. I want to really hammer this point home with you guys. This is the 10-point system. Every single box that you see being taken up by something takes up 1 point. Primaries don't take up more than 1, perks don't take up more than 1. Everything takes up 1 point. Doesn't matter what it is. Also, something important to note, that the third tier, you can tell that there are 2 third-tier perks active. So this is the first time this has ever been a thing in Call of Duty. You can now have 2 perks in the same tier. So that's pretty cool. Once again, they're very indiscernible. We can't tell what they are or what they do. Also, I want you guys to take a look at the attachments for this primary. It looks like that might be a rail, and the second one's a rail. The first one is some kind of scope. Also, on the bottom, you can tell that first box is being taken up by, it looks like a guy facing his left. We don't know what this does. I have a theory I'll share with you guys a little bit later in the trailer analysis. But anyways, let's continue on. One more quick thing to point out. They changed the system in which you see how TDM is being scored. It's not really a huge deal. When you kill someone, you still get 100 points. But in the bottom left, instead of, going to 7,500, it only goes to 75. I like this a little more simplistic. It's more like domination or S&D, any kind of bomb game type. Anyways, just a little cosmetic change. For this next part, I'm going to play it very slowly a few times for you guys so you can see what exactly is going on. The best way I can describe this is like a pulsating sonar wave, and it shows enemies through walls. So if you guys remember about a month ago, there was a leak about maybe an attachment that you could or maybe a kill streak that you could attach on top of your scope to make you see through walls. I believe this is it, but it's not a kill streak. As you can tell, it's not on the kill streaks on the right. And also notice this is absolutely the scope. It's only happening within the scope in the sight. So also I noticed right here, lightning strike inbound. I wonder if that's a really cool new kill streak. It sounds awesome. Also custom emblems. You can tell throughout the trailer that there are a lot of them. And here we're going to get to see one of my favorite features in Black Ops come back, the Swan Dive. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to call it the Dolphin Dive, but it's the Swan Dive. It's back, and also face paint, which this isn't exactly confirming it, but this guy's got face paint, so more than likely it's going to be back. And as this guy gets up and reloads, we're going to go to the next gameplay clip and pause right here. Now we have the LSAT hybrid optic light machine gun. Hopefully it's a light machine gun. It's got a 100-round clip. And also, as you can tell to the left of the kill streaks, we have a bar. And now this is probably just a bar indicator. Actually, it is the bar indicator for, what kill streak you're on. So, anyways, we have these 3 new kill streaks. I don't think we've seen any of these yet. The bottom one is called the Guardian, which we'll get a look at in action in this clip in just a second. The one above that looks like some kind of bulldozer. It's not a bulldozer, obviously, but it looks like one. Not sure what that is. And above that, of course, is another helicopter of some type. Looking up at the loadout, we've got a lot of interesting things that are different to talk about here. First off, I want to mention with the primary, we've got the scope, which of course is the hybrid optic that I just mentioned. But the second attachment, that looks like a bullet. That's most definitely a bullet. And we don't know if this means this is a return of FMJ. I welcome that with open arms. Maybe it's some other type of ammo type. Maybe explosive rounds, something crazy. Underneath the secondary, that's definitely a silencer. And I want you guys to notice that this guy only has 2 perks. This has never been in any kind of Call of Duty. He only has 2 perks. So that's interesting. So he decided to use his other 10 points for other things, or his other extra point. And that top perk looks like some kind of cyborg transformer, or, Terminator. I don't know. It looks crazy. It looks really cool. We don't know what it is. But also, that top equipment looks like a Bouncing Betty. So maybe that means the return of Bouncing Betty. Maybe it's some kind of futuristic Bouncing Betty. Moving on, I'm going to play this clip a few times slowly for you guys so you see exactly what's going on. We get a look at this kill streak I just mentioned called the Guardian. Now, when he places this sucker down, it says place turret. Now, I don't know if this is like a type of turret. Maybe there are different types of turrets instead of just a sentry turret. But it's very interesting, and we don't know, again, if this hurts people or if it just stuns them, kind of like the shock charge. We're not exactly sure so far, but looks like he's cooking enemies with this thing. I don't know if that's legal, but anyways, cool little equipment that's going to be coming to Black Ops 2. And we're going to pause again really quickly right here to show you guys 3 more things that I found really interesting. First off, above that enemy's head is, to the left, it's a 15th Prestige little icon from Black Ops. So I don't know if that's just a placeholder or it's going to look exactly like that, but I think that's a good indication that there's going to be 15 Prestiges in Black Ops 2. Also, it says Guardian Suppress, so again, that's probably a Guardian turret. I believe that's the name of that thing. And also, it kind of suppresses them, but again, we don't know if it causes damage. Also, this man has a custom reticle, which is really cool. So that's going to be coming back, again, a feature from Black Ops. As this guy cleans these fools up, we're going to transition and look at the new weapon and new loadout. This is the Chicom CQB Close Quarters Combat Customized. And I want you guys to notice that it says burst, but you'll see in a second that this guy does not have the select fire attachment on. So maybe this is just one of those weapons that come burst automatically. Also, he's got some funky looking equipment underneath his ammo count. One looks like a remote to call something in, but it's not really a kill streak, I suppose. Also, the other one looks very strange. Not sure what that is. Also, we have a new kill streak up there. The bottom one, it looks like some kind of massive turret or launcher or something very strange, but not really sure what that is, and I don't really think there's any footage in this trailer for it. But anyways, just a new look at another kill streak. Once again, looking up at this guy's loadout, we can tell that he has a scope and what appears to be a grip on his primary weapon. He's also got that Terminator perk and 2 second tier perks. This is the first time we've seen someone equip a launcher. He's got that launcher as a secondary. And also he's got that first slot filled on the bottom. And my theory is that these are like equipment for your character to actually wear. And we don't know, again, if it actually changes the way he looks in-game, but that's my theory. I have further proof on that theory further in this trailer. Here we get a look at some footage of FPS Rush's favorite new toy, the quad rotor, but it's actually called the Dragonfire in the game. It looks pretty awesome. Gonna be interesting to see if it's overpowered. We also get to see a little sneak peek at the launcher, the Stinger, that's gonna be used to shoot down a lot of aircraft in Black Ops 2. Continuing now, we're going to pause here and look at this new weapon and loadout. We've got the AN-94 Customized, which if you played Battlefield 3, you know exactly what this weapon is, you recognize it. And also, it appears we have 2 more kill streaks. The bottom one appears to be a spy plane. That's my best guess for that thing. Doesn't look too deadly. The one above it, I could have sworn it was like a syringe or a knife, but upon looking at it closer, it looks like a Valkyrie missile. So, it looks like that'll be returning, which is pretty cool. Now looking up at the loadout, this guy also opted to only have 2 perks. That top one looks like some kind of supercharged chest. Not really sure what that is once again. And look at this guy's secondary. That is very interesting. It doesn't even look like a gun. It looks like some kind of activator, maybe a detonator. It looks very, very interesting. He also has 2 tomahawks. And those bottom 2 slots are taken up. Now, one of my friends pointed out to me that that second slot, I thought it was like some kind of wings, some kind of jet, but that actually looks just like a belt. And my theory is, once again, that these are like cosmetic choices that may or may not impact the way you are effective in game. So very, very interesting information here. Now, as you can see, we're going to get a look at a familiar face in the Call of Duty franchise, the Riot Shield, but this time you can plant it down. I don't think there's ever been a Riot Shield in a Treyarch game. So anyways, now I'm pausing here because I want to show you guys this targeting system. So basically all of the enemies in this guy's scope are showing up with red diamonds, and it's only when he's aiming down sight. So it's got to be something with this scope. And it's strange because this is usually what it looks like when you're in a chopper gunner or an AC-130. This is normally how people are targeted, but I guess this is a marksman-esque kind of function, but it's not a perk, it doesn't seem like. It seems like it's something with this scope. Now we're going to get a look at an awesome new kill streak called the AGR, and it looks like this little helicopter icon that I showed you guys earlier, and this is like a souped up assault drone from Modern Warfare 3 is what it seems like. It's crazy. It's got these 2 turrets on both sides. I'm sure it's going to be devastating, probably a higher streak, but anyways, I also wanted to zoom in here right here and show you guys this little hit marker with the vest icon. This is very familiar. This is like a ballistic vest from Modern Warfare 3 or a blast shield from, you know, the other games. But anyways, we don't know if this is going to be a perk or a kill streak. We are not exactly sure. Maybe it's equipment. It fits in that equipment belt slot that I showed you guys earlier. It could be any of those things, but it's interesting to see that there is some kind of protection, you know, enhancement like there has been in the other games. After some more ARG action, we're going to skip over and look at a very, very unique loadout. Pausing and zooming in here, we're going to get a good look at the Raging Judge, which is a new Magnum in Black Ops 2. Please keep in mind he only has 3 bullets left with this. It's going to play a part in this next clip coming up. But anyways, also look at his kill streaks. That first one, that looks like some kind of explosion, almost like an EMP. I'm not sure if it's an EMP, but the one right above it is definitely attack dogs, which has always been a staple in Treyarch games. Love me some attack dogs. And above that is these kamikaze airplanes, and we'll get a glimpse of those near the end of the trailer. And now to this awesome loadout with the most awesome name, Mostly Use Me Blade, paying homage to Mr. Only Use Me Blade, only. Anyways, so yes, this loadout is so unique. Oh my gosh, no primary weapon, only a secondary, that would be the Raging Judge, and then 6 perks, count them, 6 perks, and then 3 equipment along the bottom, or again, whatever that will be. This is crazy. This is so cool, and you know, there's never been, you know, you haven't been able to pick a loadout with more than 3 perks. Obviously, Modern Warfare 3 introduced Specialists, but like starting the game with 6 perks, I don't know what kind of advantages, what kind of possibilities this is going to open, but there are going to be a lot of possibilities. And also, you see some more equipment. Again, it just looks like a these look like placeholders, honestly. A lot of, these perk pictures don't look like they're actually going to be the perk pictures in the game because they don't really tell you absolutely anything. But the fact that this man does not have a primary is very, very exciting. Now I want you guys to pay super close attention and notice that this guy only has 3 bullets. I'm going to play it slow motion for you guys a few times. He has 3 bullets. He shoots all of them, and then out pops his knife. You'll see 1, 2, 3, and then it says combat knife. Now, a lot of, rumor, conjecture, speculation has been thrown around about how this is going to work. A lot of people saw this and immediately thought, hey, you can equip your knife, but this guy ran out of ammo, so he pulled out his knife. Now, it's definitely new that you can run out with a combat knife. If you guys notice, also on his loadout, he did not have a knife. So everybody has this combat knife. He's not equipping this knife, though. He's running out of ammo, so it's pulling it out. So we don't know whether or not we're going to be able to pull out our knife and run around with it, or we can only pull it out when we run out of ammo. That is yet to be seen. Now we're going to get to see the guy run out with the knife as close as possible as to avoid any kind of lunge. And also we get to see that the Tomahawk is back. One of the favorites from Black Ops is back in Black Ops 2. Switching over to even more gameplay footage, we get a glimpse at our first sniper in this trailer, the DSR-50 customized. Some kind of 50 caliber sniper, probably a future Barrett possibly. And this thing looks really cool. We'll get to see it in action in a second. I do want to point out, though, that the second kill streak slot is new, and it looks like a B2 bomber. It looks like a stealth bomber kind of streak. So maybe they're going to tweak it a little bit, change it up a little bit, but there's a stealth bomber. Now Treyarch's trying to get really tricky and hide this loadout way up here. This thing passes by so fast in real time. But anyways, we're going to pause here and look at this loadout. This guy also opted to only have 2 perks, but notice, look at his primary and secondary. He has 2 sniper rifles. So that means either one of those perks is overkill or this is possible no matter what. Again, we have no idea. We can't confirm anything. But anyways, it looks like he has some kind of scope on that primary sniper. And then that looks like a package or like goggles or something strange. He's also got those 2 first equipment / bottom slots held up. And we're going to see these snipers in action right now. What I believe Treyarch is trying to tell us here is that number 1, you can get one-shot kills with sniper rifles in Black Ops 2. Number 2, they can set up some really nice quad feeds for Vandahar. And number 3, there are iron sight snipers. Now, we don't know if they come default or maybe you have to put some kind of attachment on to take off the scope. That seems kind of like it defeats the purpose or it's unnecessary. But anyways, we'll have to see how it plays out. And also, I forgot to mention that the second sniper rifle that he pulled out is called the Ballista. And it's bolt action. So this, of course, is going to be the MLG 360 no-scope headshot sniper rifle in Black Ops 2. Continuing on to the final glimpse of gameplay in this multiplayer reveal trailer, we see this weird equipment that he pulls out, and then the top kind of flips up. And as you can see on the screen there, it says lat and long, latitude and longitude. So it's some kind of targeting device. We're not exactly sure what it's used for, but very interesting looking. We're going to pause again really quickly here because he pulls out a new weapon. It's the M1216 customized, and it says auto, but trust me guys, this is a shotgun. You'll see it in action in just a second. Looks freaking awesome. It doesn't look as bad as an A12 or whatever. I'm sure you guys are like, automatic shotgun, ugh. Anyways, as you can tell, his kill streaks, got some new kill streaks, and that bottom one looks like some kind of sentry turret. That's the closest thing that I can kind of, identify that with. And the second one looks like some kind of helicopter, maybe something we've seen before. And the top one definitely looks like some kind of super badass helicopter. Maybe that Pavlo, maybe that attack helicopter, something of that nature. Looking up once again at the loadout, we can see that this is the Shotgun Sark loadout, which of course, again, is paying homage to another Respawn member, Mr. Sark, Respawn Zone, Shotgun Master. I remember him playing with the Olympia, the Stakeout, and Black Ops. Anyways, so not a lot new with this loadout except for the fact that the second attachment looks like a bullet. So once again, we're seeing different types of bullets. I don't know if this one looks exactly the same. It looks like it's facing the other way, so it might be a different type of bullet. And now Mr. Shotgun Sark is going to pull out his C4, which is a very familiar explosive returning. Of course, that was really no surprise. And also, we're going to go look at these kamikaze bird kill streak things that look pretty sweet. So anyways, the future is black. Also, something very, very cool I caught right here. I'm going to share with you guys, so listen up.
Final moments of this multi-team team deathmatch. Final moments of this multi-team team deathmatch. Final moments of this multi-team team deathmatch. Great vertical positioning here. Spots 2 players.
Wow, that is really awesome. Multi-team deathmatch is coming to Black Ops 2. As you can tell on the top, you got the first team, second team, third team. If you really don't know what that is, it's kind of like multi-team on Halo. You know, it's, you know, your team versus the other 2 teams, essentially, and deathmatch. So anyways, very cool idea, Treyarch, and I can't wait to play it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I spent so much time on this thing. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something very informative in it. If you did, please remember to click that like button. It would really help me out. Also, head over to my channel at youtube.com/JV2017gameplay for more videos. Talk to you guys later. Peace.